Oh, I'm a tiny bit small. Let me adjust myself. And all right, there's been a few changes. So if you guys were here yesterday, we had a bunch of fun playing playing not playing, sorry, walking through the Louvre and going through all the different exhibits, showing off things, cool things, fun things, funny stories, and oh, okay, wait. And other stuff. Yeah, and let me I apologize. I'm kind of like freaking out right now cuz for today's stream, I watched through our um oh, oh no. I watched through our stream yesterday and saw a bunch of things that I perhaps needed to change and improve on. And so I went I went super ambitious for today's Palace of Versailles stream. Yeah, I basically have double the double the amount of slides that I had from yesterday, and also I oh wait no, that's the wrong button. Oh god. What am I doing? Haha. There we go. I want to make myself a little bit bigger and also turn off my antlers so this way I don't I don't run into different random things. But yeah, so this week's gonna be a very interesting but also very hectic week for us. We are first of all, yesterday we visited the Louvre. Today we are going to the we are going to oh, what's it called? The Palace of Versailles, and then I will be actually flying out of the sorry, Paris, out of Paris, and I'll be going to the next leg of our world tour journey, and that will be Shanghai. Yeah, and oh, oh, whoops. I wanted to do a little bit of a cool reveal, but oh well, whatever. Yeah, welcome, Kellen. Welcome. I hope you had a wonderful day. And but on top of that, there is still one more leg. Even though I'll be outside of France, I will still finish off our world tour in Paris, and we'll go through. On the last day, it'll be mostly like a bunch of the cool, like more typical tourist spots, like the Arc de Triomphe, the Eiffel Tower, and also the Notre Dame. Yee, Notre Dame. I don't know how to pronounce that, but also we have one more I guess related stream, and so visiting the Louvre and visiting the Palace of Versailles really got my my art my art brain my art brain tickling, and just like I got really inspired, for example, doing a little bit of a sketching in the Louvre, and also seeing all the cool paintings got me really inspired to do a little bit of art as well. So we will be playing Passepartout 2, The Lost Artist, and we'll be I'm gonna try to do something like we start off by attempting to draw some of the historical pieces, and we slowly move on to more and more modern pieces throughout the different artistic ages, I suppose, artistic periods, and that will be very interesting. I think I think that'll be fun to see how that goes. And on Saturday, July the 20th, it'll be a very short, very quick, just chatting stream. Yeah. Okay. All right. We are ready. Oh no. Let me do something. I may have to turn off my model for a quick second, grab some stuff to set up, and I will be right back. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. We are ready. We are ready to begin. Oof. Okay. I'm I'm the type of person that gets a little bit ambitious, so I'm a bit worried about how how much stuff we have today and how long the stream's gonna be because my flight for tomorrow is actually gonna be in the morning, so I don't have much time. I don't have much time. I think I have like 3 to 4 hours. So hopefully we can finish before that. But it'll be a very extensive look into, I suppose, a very extensive look into the Paris monarchy and the kind of like the French monarchy, the French history in the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th century. So, all right, I will do a little bit of setting up and ta-da! Oh wait, no, it's still the wrong. Oh no, is that not the right window? Oh gosh, this one. No, this one. Ha! Okay. All right. Oof. Okay. Ignore the scuff. Ignore the scuff. All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the second stop of our journey today. Our journey this week, actually. We are going to be visiting the Palace of Versailles. Very, very famous place. One of the symbols, one of the long-lasting symbols of the French monarchy, and the residence of several very famous French kings and rulers, including Louis XIV, Louis XVI, Charles X, and also, of course, Napoleon. And so, let's actually take a little journey to our way to the Palace of Versailles. And, okay, I hope... I hope I set this up correctly. I'm gonna move myself a tiny bit smaller. I hope that's good. Please let me know if there's any audio issues, any anything that sounds weird that should not be there, or stuff like that. We will just we will begin now and just truck along and see. And hopefully everything goes well, but I made like 50 slides today, and I was scrambling trying to put them together up until basically minutes before the stream. And so, of course, like usual, we have our cup of rosé here just to just to help me loosen up a little, not to be too nervous. And here we go. Yeah. All right. Ta-da! Oh no. Okay, these have to be behind behind my VTuber. Yeah. Alright, while we're on our little journey, I want to talk about talk a little bit about this whole process, the whole process of setting up everything, the visits, getting permissions, trying to make sure I have the most accurate information and also the most interesting stories to tell. Yeah, so first things first, this project lasted my entire stay in Paris, which was about 2 hours. I was setting up everything, starting from basically my first time visiting. I actually went over to, or on on the internet through email, contacted the relevant organizations for both the Louvre and the Palace of Versailles to get permission to stream and share videos and photos of inside both of the museums. Yeah, because Twitch is a monetized platform, so it's considered to be what's it called? It's considered to be commercial, right? a commercial use of photos, and so that's one of the reasons why getting permission took so long, and also why I had to take so long to to reveal the project. Yeah, I wish I could have done it earlier, but because I didn't want to announce it, and then suddenly I didn't get permission or something like that, and I had to cancel. That would feel very bad. So, it was very difficult for me to keep things under wraps. But all right, we've we finished our journey. Ta-da! All right. So I kind of split today's stream into two different sections, I would say, two different portions. One is kind of our journey to the what's it called? The museum, the Palace of Versailles, and also how it was like walking in there, the feelings of being in front of such a majestic building, and how it was kind of like walking around in the rooms inside or learning about the stories behind the paintings. And then there's going to be a little bit of a of a history segment. So I hope it doesn't bore you guys. I know history is not, a very popular subject, but I think it's very relevant to understanding at least both the Louvre and the Palace of Versailles. Yeah, because there is a lot of context, a lot of historical context as to why, for example, why the monarchy moved all the way out here to Versailles instead of staying in Paris and staying in the Louvre where it used to be. And so, on the left here, oh, right, I also set up a little cursor. I'm going to make the cursor a tiny bit smaller. Set up a little cursor so we can point to things. Yeah. I hope you guys could follow along like this a little better. So on the left here is a little photo I took before hopping on the train. And it's just a little bit to show, because we haven't really shown off the city by itself, like, some natural photos. It's always pictures of the Louvre, pictures of the Palace of Versailles, pictures of the city. I felt like was very, very cool to see. I took a bunch of photos, and I think from this trip, I took like over 1,000 photos and videos combined. So just like walking around and having the opportunity to like see beautiful skies and all the buildings, because of the height limits of around like 5 floors, five levels. All the buildings are very, very old, but also very, very stylistic, and has that has the feature of, like, when you stare down a road, it's perfectly parallel, and you can see to the horizon almost sometimes. And so, since Versailles is also an hour out of Paris, about an hour southwest, no, yes, southwest, you have to take a train to from Paris to Versailles, and that lasts around 40 minutes, 45 minutes, depending on how fast the train is. There are some express lines that, don't really stop, and so that's a little faster, but when it's one of them, the regular trains, it stops at every stop, and that takes a little longer, but it's around 35 to 45 minutes, I would say. And so next, oh yeah, I forgot. I feel like this this style of sharing feels like photo vlogs, and so photo vlogs, so vlog, and and that's basically a weapon, a very, very menacing weapon in TF2, if you guys have ever played that game. But all right, we have arrived at the station in Versailles, right outside of the palace. And so here's a little picture on the left showing off the station. I thought it was very nice to see like so many cool lines, parallel lines. I don't know. I just have a thing for like, I guess, liminal spaces and also parallel lines in photos. I feel like it's very, very beautiful. There's a lot of during my Japan trips, for example, I took a lot of photos with like, very straight um compositions, I suppose. Yeah, and let me move out of the way a little bit. You can see that's kind of like the station that we walked out of. It's a very cool. All the buildings that I've seen in Paris relating to like museums and older stuff are always so so cool. There's no concrete. There's no. There's no boring square boxes or stone boxes. It's all very, very it has story behind it. And I think that's one of the things I really enjoy about staying in Paris. It feels like you are in a very very lively city, but also a city with a bunch of culture, a bunch of history, and a bunch of long lasting impact on the world as well. Mm. All right, next up. Oh, right. Yeah. So I went to the Palace of Versailles twice. And the first time I went there, all these photos that you saw just now were during the first trip. And so I forgot to buy my ticket beforehand. I'm a very, I'm a very, how would you say it's like a very carefree, spontaneous person, or maybe you know, the good way to put it would be spontaneous. The bad way to put it would be irresponsible and unorganized um and doesn't plan ahead. So I actually, when I went over to the Palace of Versailles to the ticketing booth, the tickets for the day were sold out. So I wasted about 2 hours just sitting on those train over and then and went back because in the city of Versailles, there's not much else. Like, it's a very, very significant and historical place, but in the modern times, it hasn't really kept up. And so there's not much else to do. Of course, there's like things in the city. It's still a city, after all, but, but it's not nearly as plentiful as Paris. So unfortunately, we had to turn around for that day and come back another time. So I actually went last weekend to the Palace of Versailles. Yeah, we're actually arriving this time. Oh gosh. Oh, whoops! Almost just spilled rosé all over my desk. But yeah, a little bit about the train that we took. Sorry, it's actually a double-decker train. These are apparently very common in Europe and also Australia for some reason, and it was just very interesting to see. I've never seen something like this, so it's kind of fun. I might have been a little bit of a a little bit of a nuisance, just running around, running up and down the train cart, being like, "Whoa, what's the best angle to take pictures from? Should I move here? Should I move there?" And there were a lot of other people on the train. You can see someone just like coming out right now, but I was like also blocking the door a little bit, trying to take this picture. But yeah, this time around we actually went outside. We actually arrived and got outside of the station. The sky was very beautiful. It was a very sunny day compared to the first day that we were there. I think I have one more photo of the first time we were here, but it was a lot more cloudy and a lot less bright. So, In a way, in a way, not being able to buy the tickets actually might have been a blessing in disguise because I got to snap a lot more nicer photos. Yeah, cooler photos with better lighting, better uh skies as well, skies in the background. hmm And so when we arrived, we this time we got to take a look at the city of Versailles. The city of Versailles is a rather small city compared to Paris, of course, and there's not much else. Like I mentioned earlier, there's not much else to the city besides just the Palace of Versailles and also the musical gardens, which is the garden of the palace. And so these are some some cool little photos I took. I really liked this one. I don't know why. I've never taken any like photography creative classes. I've taken one painting class before, and I think I've taken a film class, but I really like to be creative, and so I tried my best to make, the graphical elements of today's stream exciting and interesting, but also take good pictures to kind of show and tell. All right. Um, Yeah, yeah, but like you can see what I'm talking about with the skies. I love it so much. It's a lot more bright compared to, I believe, the next slide has one of the photos from the first day that we were here. Let's see. No, oh, right, a little bit more. Yeah, it was so green. I liked how Paris and a lot of the European cities are so green. They are very conscious about keeping the environment in part of city life, and so it's fun to see like a lot of trees around the city, people planting on top of rooftops and stuff like that. There's also a closer picture of the building from earlier, and also a KFC here. Yeah. Oh, speaking of KFC, speaking of KFC, the McDonald's here in Paris actually have some have some French exclusive items, like a royal bacon burger, and it was like a very good beef, I think, and also a bunch of bacon and and a bunch of other stuff, and it was very interesting. Always need a KFC, you know. Mm. Oh wait, let me turn off. I'm sorry, I did not leave space for chat, so you guys will end up blocking stuff. Uh, okay, but welcome, Kayla. Welcome. Yeah, I went super overboard today, so there's a lot we need to go through. But I'm really excited. I was a little ambitious and I was frantically trying to sort through the slides up until basically the last minutes. Yeah, and so that was really fun to kind of like tour through all the different French fast food restaurants. I had the KFC. It was alright. It was alright. I would say like it's worse than American KFC. And a funny fact actually. KFC in China is, I don't know what they put in the chicken, but I swear to God, it's addicting. It's addicting. The KFC in China is like god tier. Yeah, it's better than Popeyes. It's better than Chick-fil-A. I just don't know what they put in there. Must be some kind of drugs. But yeah. Oh, right. There's also a French, I think, exclusive fast food restaurant, like a local chain of fast food restaurant called Quick Burger, and the full name is like Quick uh Restaurants or something. But they basically are like the French McDonald's. And I wonder if that's why McDonald's have to do like exclusive burgers in France to complete uh, competes with Quick. Mm. But okay, enough tangents, enough tangents. All right, we are arriving to the Palace of Versailles. Yeah, I believe besides some of the paintings later of the monarchs, every single photo in this slide show in this in this presentation I took myself. Yeah, so I'm really proud of some of these pictures. Yeah. It's kind of crazy how how these pictures can look so good even from a phone camera. And so yeah, I really kind of like tested the limits this time around of like phone photography and phone video recording. But all right, first look at Versailles. This is what you see when you first turn the corner and walk down the main avenue of the city. Photographer Syphu arc. I would love to, but I feel like creatively, I always feel a little inferior to like my peers and all my friends because for photography, I have a really close friend who is basically like who went to university for photography and you know I think he's made for a name for himself. So it's like, oh, I don't know if I'll ever beat that person. For art, my high school had a bunch of art students who are like who have each their own specializations. So illustration, not photography, sorry, graphics design, communications, traditional arts, paintings and stuff. And so in terms of drawing, there's always someone that's better, but also singing as well. Some of my friends are so talented. For example, Ryan, some of you might know. There's also a few girls that I know who are crazy good at singing. So I don't know. Creatively, I feel very fulfilled whenever I do some of these activities. Like, for example, the sketch that I drew of the Venus de Milo. But I just always think that, oh, I'm not good enough. But, you know, some of these hobbies you do need to cultivate over time, and I might not be allowing myself to do that. All right, anyways, back to the museums. I will say I'm very confident in my museum knowledge. I'm very happy about this trip and being able to do this with you guys. Yeah. So if you walk up to the statue, this statue is sits outside of the Palace of Versailles, and it's actually is a statue, a bronze statue of Louis the 14th, I believe. Oh God, I'm like pressuring myself to finish everything. I have still a little bit of rosé left after this cup. I also have 5 more beers left, and I have to finish all this by by tomorrow morning. Oh gosh, because I'm flying. I'm leaving Paris, so by the end of stream today, you guys might see drunk Saifu coming back out, out of out of out of retirement, I suppose. All right. Ooh, okay. Yeah, if you turn around, this is one of the pictures that was from the first time around. You can see there's so many more clouds, so many more. It's a lot darker, but I didn't get to take as nice of a photo the second time around. And so you can see like the entire city, basically the entire city points towards the Palace of Versailles. And this statue represents the monarchy, represents the French seat of power, and how the monarchy kind of leads the people down the path to victory or whatever. There's a bunch of different interpretations as to what the statue is trying to represent, but everyone agrees that the Palace of Versailles is a symbol of power, is a symbol of the French monarchy, and is this long-lasting symbol of, kind of like oppression and classism and a bunch of different other ideals compared to the current French Republic. Mm. Okay, and when you turn around from this statue, you get to see the front gates. This is the fence area where the visitors get to, go through security, and once you're inside, you get to finally see the outer courtyard. Ta-da! hmm. This looks a little bit this looks a little bit familiar. Could you guys tell where this is? Hmm. But yeah, basically this is Elden Ring, but this is the city of Lendel, the Lendel capital. But um for this bit, it took me 20 hours to find a good spot to take a picture where the Erdtree is not in the background and the skies and the sky is kind of similar. But the reason why I showed this picture is because why I showed this screenshot from inside the game is because of the similarities that I kind of saw in my trip today, or sorry, this week. In my trip this week, because if you take a look at the next slide, you can kind of see where the resemblance is. You can kind of see where the Elden Ring inspirations came from, right? Yeah, I'm really proud of this photo. Yeah, the golden tops and the golden fences, the golden gates, the golden pillars with the stone architecture and stone statues. It reminds me a lot of the way that, if we go back and you can see the golden tops in the background over here as well, but also the golden roofs. Yeah, you can see a lot of inspirations from, like, this era of architecture, this area of styling for Elden Ring. Yeah. I love it so much. The horizontals line up so well. Yeah. I'm really, really proud of this picture. Super similar for sure. Yeah, if you take a look again, these kind of structures are very typical to, like, gospel. No, wait, Gothic. I think I forgot the correct word. I might be a bit wrong. I tried my best for the entire stream to, to be entirely accurate as I can, but there still could be some, like, some date errors, some name errors that I make. So don't take everything I say 100% true, but I try my best to be as accurate as possible for you guys. And so when you walk inside, you enter what's called the Honor Courtyard. The Honor Courtyard is a very, very large space, and it's basically the outer courtyard where, people kind of can gather. Rich, aristocrats are allowed in from the fence, and they can, spend their time here, do whatever, or just hang out and chill out. But there's not much else here besides, like, on the side right now there's some, like, restaurants and stuff, rest areas, but you get a very, very good view of the entire palace, the entire front facing palace, with the golden fence up ahead. You also see the two wings, which each represents, I believe, the right one is the queen's apartments, and the left one is the king's apartments, basically where the queen and king get to sleep and stay. And this is the golden rooftop that I was mentioning earlier. There's so many different, like, little things that I saw this time around. This trip, we all get to see a few more things for that's kind of like similar later on as well. But when you move up in oh right, I forgot about the slide. But yeah, just to kind of like re-emphasize, I suppose, like you can see a lot of the a lot of the stylistic what's it called, inspirations for Elden Ring, for George R.R. Martin's world, right? This courtyard, this is a picture of the gardens that we'll get to see later as well. It's just very yeah, doesn't this look like a boss arena? Yeah. Ooh, bloop. Birdie here is is gonna peck you down. But yeah, just a bunch of these like cool little things to notice from games, and to see them in real life, and the actual like, origins of these inspirations has been very cool on this trip. Yeah, but okay, back to inside the courtyard. The inner courtyard is called the royal courtyard, and this is where basically only the king's, closest people, the people who are allowed in, get to go in. Outside, the honor courtyard, that's like more open to people, not just everyone, of course. It's just it's usually like rich people and stuff. But oh, I wonder if I have. Oh, right. I was supposed to show a video, but just to give you a sense of the feeling of the courtyards, I took a little video of the outer courtyard to to show off, yeah, to show off the feeling, the grandiose kind of like impression that it gives you, the impact, the way that it like envelops all the way around you. It's a symbol, right? It's basically saying that this is my government, this is the French power. And you really feel that once you go inside and get past the security again, and also the ticketing booth. You get to go inside to the inner courtyard, where now you can walk into these doors on the side or over here to go to the the respective parts of the exhibits for the museum. So I first went into this side, over here, which is the Queen's apartments. And let me see if the next slide is. Oh, right. I forgot. We have a very quick video showing off the history of Versailles. Yeah. And it's a little bit of the same thing like the one we saw yesterday of the Louvre and how it evolved over time. And so let's take a look at where the Palace of Versailles originated from. Oh, no. Whoops. Okay. I can't click twice. Okay. I hope that's loud enough. This video is from 12 years ago. So seeing the Google Earth is so
Versailles
weird.
wasn't built in a day. It all began in 1629, when King Louis XIII had a hunting lodge built, replaced sometime later by a stone and brick chateau. King Louis XIV inherited this small chateau. In 1666, the sovereign embarked on major building work. Over 50 years, he continued to extend and transform what became Europe's largest chateau, the Palace of Versailles. Architect Louis
This is the cool
Deveau
part.
designed two symmetrical grand apartments for the king and the queen.
Seeing like the animations
Louis XIV
fade
moved his
into
government
actual
and court to
paintings
Versailles.
looks so cool.
After a new program of works, Jules Hardouin Mansart replaced the terrace overlooking the grounds by the Hall of Mirrors, which became the court's main ceremonial reception room.
This room is very famous. for one particular event, but also just in general.
Mansart further extended the palace to accommodate the royal family, the court, and all the government departments.
These are the kind of like the buildings flanking
With the
us
servants,
in
the kitchen, and stable staff, close to
courtyard.
10,000 people were bustling about the palace.
Yeah.
At the end of his reign, Louis XIV moved his bedchamber to the center of the palace. This room was the hub of the king's daily ceremonial routine and that of all the Versailles courtiers. Towering over the other buildings, a royal chapel was finally built by Mansart on the same scale as the palace.
This was the golden top that we saw.
When
This
King
is the
Louis
golden
XV
top.
moved to Versailles, he broke with strict court etiquette and fitted out smaller apartments for more comfort and privacy. At the end of his reign, Louis XV built what the palace was missing, a real opera house.
I wasn't able to go inside this time around.
Architect Gabriel modernized the facades closest to the town. In 1789, the French Revolution forced the royal family to leave Versailles for Paris.
This is where they went
the
back to
palace
Paris.
looked uncertain.
All right, and that's that. Okay. Oh, Discord was open. Oh no. Okay. All right. So, our journey after walking inside the right wing of the building facing us, the right wing, so our left side from the previous slides, the previous pictures, we enter the queen's apartments. And coincidentally, the Palace of Versailles is hosting the equestrian sports for the Paris Olympics of Paris 2024 Olympics. Yeah, equestrian sports, if you guys don't know, is basically all the horseback sports, like riding. There's like the show riding, right? There's also a bunch of like horse racing and stuff. I think I'm not entirely sure on horse racing, but like there's like a bunch of like performance sports related to horses as well. So they're taking a significant part of the garden area to do these events for the Paris Olympics, and to kind of like celebrate that, and also to work in work together with that. The Palace of Versailles is hosting a little exhibition of the kind of like the French cavalry, the French horse history. There's not too much. It was just a bit of painting, a bunch of like the history of people learning about the horse's anatomy and stuff, like muscles. There was some some very very old anatomy models, anatomy like figures that were being on display, but they looked a little too creepy for me, so I did not take too many pictures and show them off today. But yeah, on the right side over here, you can see some really heavy armor. The French used to be known for heavily armored cavalry, heavy cavalry, I think it's short for, and these heavily armored horses helped France be very dominant in the 14th century as a military power. Although nowadays, apparently, there's like there's an idea that these heavy cavalry weren't actually very effective, is because they they famously lost one of the battle between like peasants and these heavy cavalry, and so so the name is a little bit smeared. They're kind of like their 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 dominance is not as well remembered anymore. So that's a little bit of a shame. But there's a bunch of cool little paintings that I want to show you guys. Yeah. And so, over here. Okay. So, the painting on the left here is actually a painting of I believe a painting of a story. And this story tells the let me go find my notes. Give me a second. Sorry about that. The horse guy. Yeah. So, oh yeah, inspired by a popular legend, the story of Mazepa was really interesting to the Romantic generation. Basically, this guy who served as a page in the Polish court fell in love with the young married countess. So, this is a forbidden thing. You're not supposed to fall in love with someone who's already married, right? And so when the adulterous affair was found out, the husband ordered this young page to be tied up and punished by being tied up naked onto his horse, and then the animal just like dragged him along the Ukrainian steppes. And so basically this story went down as a popular legend to warn people to not be adulterous and not fall in love with married women. But basically this is one of the moments that the painter decided to capture, and it's the one of the rarer moments. That's why it was so was more well known, is because of the enactment of the punishment is usually not very well depicted, but the way that the body on the left here is kind of like contorted, and the horse, when these people are tying him up onto the horse is like kind of freaking out, right? That the way these people and the horse is depicted is very, very well drawn. And so that's one of the reasons why this painting over here is in the Palace of Versailles. Okay, the next one over here. You guys are probably interested in hearing why this painting is here. And so this is a legend. It's also a story, a painting of a story. And so this story is about Lady Godiva, and it dates from the 13th century, but it actually came to being in the 19th century, basically thanks to a poem that was very popular at that time that someone just kind of made up, which is this young woman's husband promised to kind of withdraw the tax, threatening to starve her people if she rode naked through the city on horseback. Out of respect, the inhabitants of the Coventry kept their shutters closed. Only the figure of the peeping Tom secretly watching Godiva, and his name subsequently became synonymous with voyeurism and in English. When she finished her ride through the city, her husband lifted the tax as promised, and then the young woman went on to embody, paradoxically, the virtuous self-sacrifice. And rather depicting her in this traditional side-saddled position, this artist composed a figure with relaxed legs and feet with a calm expression. And that is very, very, this is a very famous picture. Famous story, because because there's a bunch of these paintings. I actually went to visit the actual street that was being paraded, I suppose. Not really paraded, but it was called the Walk of Shame. It's not really a walk. But yeah. Basically, the story is of this girl trying to like be compassionate and save the citizens from these exorbitant taxes. But and the people were were respectful to her, appreciative of her efforts to kind of like do the self-sacrifice of shame. And I think it's related, it's what inspired the story in the Game of Thrones, I believe. This popular legend inspired that famous Walk of Shame in Game of Thrones. I didn't watch the show, so I don't know if that's true, or if I'm if I'm mixing up the Game of Thrones with something else. But basically, the actual street where it's being filmed, it was filmed, was also kind of related to this story. Yeah. And also that's where the popular term peeping tom came from. Yeah, I don't know if we can see the guy. Maybe he's somewhere over here, I think. I'm not really sure, but yeah, usually, like, you guys probably, if you watched the Game of Thrones, I think I remember hearing about the scene, not watching the scene, because I visited the place where they actually filmed it. In the Game of Thrones, I believe the woman was on the side saddle position, so that's usually what painters would depict as well for this legend. Also, because women at that time did not, usually ride on the normal kind of like legs splits in between position. So this was one of the works that was kind of like against the tradition. Yeah, but these two paintings, there are history, there are stories behind them, but I'm just gonna quickly talk about how they look. Yeah. So on the right, we'll start with the right one. We'll save the better one for last. But on the right here is a depiction of the what's it called? Of a Valkyrie. These like winged soldiers, winged female soldiers from the heavens, defending the people. And interestingly, the horses are not Pegasuses, I believe. That's not a wing. That's the tail, I believe. I took a actually, I took a very close look to try and determine what that was. But yeah, this is one of the popular depictions of Valkyries. There's a bunch of other paintings with like Valkyries on horseback also as well. So it's very interesting that the horses are not Pegasuses. I don't know. I don't really know why. I don't really know why. Maybe they just like didn't exist, or this idea of a Pegasus was not really like thought up. And I believe the second one has something to do with like gods, but I was really mainly intrigued by the beautiful rainbow hair and the rainbow colors that were reflected off of the setting sun, and these horses kind of like melt into the cloud. That was very cool to see. Mm. All right, but not everyone here is a brony. So enough about horses. Enough about horses. We will go on to the actual exhibits of the Palace of Versailles. And we went in, if you guys remember, we first went into the Queen's apartments. The Queen's apartments are very, very different from. Brony caught me off guard. Yeah, I'm personally not too, interested in horses, so I didn't spend too much time. I kind of like quickly walked through, took a picture of the paintings, um, but yeah, we first went into the Queen's apartments. The Queen's apartments are very, very different, differently styled, differently kind of like decorated compared to the King's apartments. However, there is a thing to note here. The entire Palace of Versailles was looted. Was a lot of things were taken away during the French Revolution. So a lot of what you see in pictures and what I saw during my visits were restoration efforts by by powerful people, by the French governments in all the way from the 1800s to the current day. Yeah, they're still trying to like fix things and make things look pretty there because the Palace of Versailles is such an important landmark in so many different historical events. And even all the way until recently, the World War I, where the Treaty of Versailles was signed. Yeah, we actually got to see the table on where the treaty was signed, but I think I forgot to include a picture of the table. The table wasn't too interesting, so I think I kind of forgot about it. But we'll see the room. We'll see the room. Yeah, the Hall of Mirrors, the famous Hall of Mirrors. All right, we'll quickly go over and show you guys what these apartments kind of look like. Yeah, these are notably, you could see like white walls with a few decorations. The wallpapers are white as well. Not too much, not too fancy. You know, most of the colors are also like, reddish or brighter, and there's not too many paintings. All the all the paintings as well are of older women, like women uh, from the previous king as well. And if we move on to the next slide, oh wait, oh, that's it. Whoops. But yeah, that's all that kind of like. This is what the queen's side looked like, and when you guys will get to see a little bit later, the king side is completely different. It's very, very interesting to see like the stark difference. Perhaps it's like related to the memes of the of today, of how like women's preference and men's preference are just very different. But it's very interesting to see like the monarchies differences. Okay, how? But there is a very important story uh to tell here. These this collection of three statues. I'll move out of the way so you guys can see the third one over here. Do. Okay, enough. So basically, these are a collection of three statues that were kind of like in the in between, in the Louvre from one section to the other. The one on the left here, the one on the left depicts the. I believe these were. Let me see. Let me see the notes. I want to get them entirely correct so I don't get anything wrong for you guys. The horses of the sun, groomed by the Tritons. So basically, these are the horses that pull the sun chariots, and so on the left depicts like kind of calm, behaving horses, and on the right, let me move out of the way again. You can see more chaotic, more like rebellious horses, and these make up a pair as well as the centerpiece, who is Apollo, and being showered by praises by women, being like treated, um, served by women as well. And so this statue, I believe, is called Apollo Served by the Nymphs. And so the three sculptures groups displayed here now was sculpted between the 1666 and 1671, and basically moved uh to the Apollo's bathgroves later in the 1700s. And unfortunately, the bathgroves were closed, so we won't be able to see it, but we'll get to kind of like get a good idea of how the monarchy decorated the musical gardens of the Palace of Versailles. Yeah, so these sculptures were undisputed masterpieces of the 17th century French sculpture art. And so the most important centerpiece kind of, um, what's it called? Kind of reflected the sculptors, like, you know, skill and beautiful ways of, crafting a scene. Do 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 do. Yeah, and I believe they used to be at the Bathgroves before they got destroyed, so that's why they're currently moved in here. And I think the Apollo's Bathgroves are being restored. So yeah, maybe when you guys get to visit the Palace of Versailles, you'll be able to see the Apollo's Bathgroves. Mm. Okay, let's move on. Oh right, I think I kind of messed up the slides, the order. But the Queen's apartments, you can see like these are more close-ups of the paintings that were being depicted that were hung up on the walls, and these are the kind of like statues. There's a very very interesting thing to note here, that all the paintings, all the sculptures in the Palace of Versailles are usually either, someone commissioning a sculpture of themselves, usually the monarch, but sometimes also a close friend of the monarch or someone of high position as well. And or there is the second kind, which is telling a mythological story, mythology. Yeah, depicting some scene from mythology or some kind of like crazy story, popular legend, some way of showing representing a story. And so that's one of the reasons why I mentioned that statues are kind of like the videos of the olden days. Yeah, because they're so much more lifelike, so much more able to capture so much more like emotion than just a simple painting. However, paintings are still very beautiful. Artworks are still being appreciated nowadays. So this is not to discredit painters, but to say like sculpting was a very very important work for in the past, and not a lot of people can afford to become sculptors. Yeah, because how expensive it is to learn, and usually sculpting takes months and months and months and months to complete a single piece. And so you really have to be famous or working for someone rich to be able to sustain yourself. The peasants on the streets won't be able to commission won't be able to commission statues for themselves. All right. Aha! There is no art for the poor. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunate. But art in the past was a rich people's hobby. Mm, yeah, but you can see like where kind of like another part of Elden Ring is inspired from, and these are kind of like the pictures that reminds me of Rhea Lucaria. So the staircase over here, of course, but also especially this kind of like stone ceiling really really reminds me of some of the scenes, some of the decorations, some of the architecture in Rhea Lucaria. And also this hallway here is flanked by so many different statues. Oh, and it goes on forever, I don't know if you guys can see, but like that's so far away. It takes like a solid 3 to 5 seconds, 3 to 5 minutes just to walk down, walk down this hallway. Because how it's set up is that this hallway goes behind all the exhibits. So you walk all the way to the end of the wing right? You go in one side, come out on the end, but then you have to go back because the exits are in the center. And so this is where these what's it called? This hallway, and there's one more on the other side, but I didn't get to see that one. Where'd they come from? Do do do. This brings back bad memories. When I first saw this stone ceiling, I got I got some PTSD flashbacks of fighting Renala. Cause in my first playthrough, I was doing a sorcery build. And because of her high magic defense, and I didn't know anything about the game, I was just stuck. And so I had to give up because at that time, if you don't beat Renala, there's no respecting. So, and I didn't know how to farm runes. I didn't know how to equip better gear or look for stuff or use, like, for example, I forgot to pick up the Flask of Wondrous Physique as well. Oh god, it was just a bad time. I tried to do the boss like for 3 streams on separate occasions, but wasn't able to beat her. Yeah. Okay. Right. Once we cross this middle section, we get to the other side. I'll save the Hall of Mirrors for last because I believe that one's the most important. The one that I personally like the most. Yeah, but the king's apartments share basically no resemblance. Besides the fact that they kind of are mirrored in terms of space and size, the decoration, the paintings that you see inside, the way it impacts the people that walks in is completely different than how the Queen's apartments is. If you don't remember, it's like white walls, white wallpaper, and light colored furniture. But if you see in the King's apartments, boom, red jump scare. Whoa. Yeah. It's very interesting. I don't know if this is accurate. This recreation of the king's bedroom is accurate because it was heavily looted and destroyed. So yeah, that's a lot of red and gold. Yeah. So you can see in the king's apartments, now there are ceiling decorations. Now there are a bunch of ceiling paintings of usually religious depictions of some kind of religious story, and yeah, the bedroom is very, very red with red curtains, and so that makes the room shine even redder than how it already is with the red curtains on the, I don't know what the bed curtains are called, but I think they have a special name. I don't remember, but you can see over here is a better picture of the. This is actually a separate room, but there's a bunch of ceiling paintings, and when this guy, when whoever is living in this room goes to sleep, they just get to stare at this crazy story that's being depicted on the ceiling. And I believe there's a little bit more. Yeah, this is another room, and a lot of the painting pictures that I took in the Palace of Versailles have these glowy spots. I apologize. That's because the way these are hung up is there is two. I'll go back to the previous slide. There are 2 windows here, and on most rooms besides this one, they're not covered. So. So yeah, you can see the light kind of shining off of them. But yeah, this one shows Jesus helping people or something, and this one over here is a better look of the second room, where there's a place to hang out, and that's, I believe, what's it called? A chimney, I think. I might be wrong. But yeah, welcome, Ellie. Yeah, we're about halfway through the first portion of today's stream. Today's gonna be a longer stream. there'll be a lot more detail into history. So I hope to not bore you. I tried to make it as interesting as possible. Try to like, not become an audiobook or something, a narrator, and focus on the interesting tales of these people's lives and try to like understand why they do things, why they are known for being, let's say, a bad ruler or a good ruler. But we finally get to the Hall of Mirrors. The Hall of Mirrors, probably the most famous room, the most famous hall in the entire world, or at least in Europe. Okay, I believe I have a little video to show you guys of of the Hall of Mirrors. Yeah. Let's see if I did it right. Yeah, this is my first time, or second time, sorry, walking into the Hall of Mirrors. I don't know if you spotted that. My reflection showed up on the mirror for a second, so I had to cover it up. Yeah, but it's very, very beautiful. And like, when you go in one side, you can't see the other side. It's probably because of all the tourists, but but even without them, some pictures online of like during COVID or when it's closed for renovation or events, you can see the entire hallway become so bright from the light shining in and bouncing off the mirrors and just like and the chandeliers at nighttime as well. This is a very, very beautiful room. And of course, you can see on the ceiling the classic these religious depictions of these of religious figures like Jesus, like gods, like people, what's it called, cupids and goddesses. Hello, Sinecro. Stretch. Oh, I do need a stretch, Vic. But yeah, let me try to show you guys some other photos. I hope I didn't put in one of the selfies I took. Oh no. Oh. Oh, I forgot I did this. You can't see me. Yeah. But yeah. I forgot I did this. Oh god. Okay, yeah, I did take a selfie with the mirror, but but it's Syphu in the flesh. Yup, that's me. Yeah, so noted. That's actually what Syphu looks like. You know, if I personally okay, alright. Tangent time. I'm feeling a little bit dizzy from the rosé, but perfect for tangent time, and I get to drink some water. So, I had a weird philosophy when it came to VTubing. I don't know if it's weird. It might be common, but junk stream. Yeah, so I'm flying in less than 12 hours. I'm leaving France in less than 12 hours. So I have to get rid of everything that I own to like bring as little as possible. So I bought a bottle of Versailles, as you guys know, and I only drank one single cup last stream. So we have 1.5 cups, about 2 cups today to finish, and I am already feeling I'm already noticing that I'm a lot more talkative than I would be usually, even compared to usually on stream. But yeah, but oh, what was I talking about? Oh, right, my philosophy. I don't want to show like before this project, I thought about never like posting, never showing anything of like of real life, any kind of photos, anything, because of out of fear of like accidentally doxing myself or like doing something weird, or just it's not the way I kind of want to approach representing myself and the stuff I do. And so when I first came up with this idea, I was super, super conflicted on whether to execute on this or not. But I'm really glad to be doing this because I get to share a very, very interesting period of my time. Can we pet Fumi yet? Yeah, you're able to, I believe. Oh, no, no, no. Shoot. I think I didn't enable one of the programs. Oh, no. Shoot. I'm sorry. Whoops. Yeah, I apologize. Mix up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got so what's it called? Here, I'll redeem head pat for you. Necro. Do. Oh, it's still not done. I was like trying to I was trying to what's it called? I was trying to do some last minute last minute preparations for today's stream, and so it took all the way up until the minute, basically even during the starting soon screen. I was still preparing my slides. But okay, back to this tangent. The tangent of the tangent is now over. Back to the tangent. So basically what happened was like I was very, very conflicted on whether I should or should not do this thing, because I didn't really want to like show pictures, just in case like something bad happens or I do something wrong and I make a mistake. And I still have a little fear of that, because in some of the some of the some of the videos that I took, I'm not entirely sure of whether I've checked it or not. So I'm a little bit nervous, but oh well. Oh well. Yeah. Okay. Do. And so I'm very happy how today's stream and this entire week's stream is gonna be turning out. I'm very glad to be sharing this unique, I would say unique experience with you guys. Yeah. Okay. But anyways, back to the Hall of Mirrors. This was a very, very impressive room with I think oh no, okay. I forgot to include the slide of the ceiling paintings. There's one later on, but I'll talk a little bit more about them here. During my visit at the Palace of Versailles, I learned that a lot of these ceiling paintings are actually depictions of some of these rulers. I believe most of them were by Napoleon, because some of the previous ones were destroyed, so he had them redrawn, and it shows like the gods, kind of like, or gods, or some people, like, giving him praise and showering him with like stuff that he wants, or just like blessing him. And I wonder if like this is related to you can see like all these paintings for the king's apartments, of just like this imposter syndrome that these kings feel, because like in the end these kings were just born into their position, right? They might feel this imposter syndrome, but this is a much better view of these like ceiling paintings. It stretches from one end all the way to the other, filled with different stories and different ways these kings are being blessed. And so I wonder if it's a way to cope with the imposter syndrome, or if it's something to kind of like self-affirm, because they need a little bit of mental support, oh, am I actually worthy to be king? Am I actually worthy to rule on top of people, destroy their lives with one fell swoop, execute someone just because I'm feeling it? Maybe this is their way to like ignore some of the guilt that comes with taking lives so easily. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal kind of like wonders. So don't take it as like an official kind of like historian opinion, but I do wonder, executing someone just because they're feeling it. Oh, I have some details about executions that's coming up. And all right, we get to the history portion. We get to the history portion of the stream. So there were about 5 to 6 notable rulers during this time period. There were a total of 6 or 7, I think. And so we start the story with Louis the 13th. Right. We start the story with this guy over here. He is basically the person that built the first house on this plot of land. This king, Louis the 13th, inherited the throne after his father, Henri the Fourth, was assassinated. So this guy inherited the throne at the age of 9. This is a very common thing I noticed in this time period, at least, where these kings inherit the throne so early on in their lives. So basically, there is someone else to rule for them. So in this person's case, his mother, Mary of Medici, was ruling as the regent up until Louis XIII assumed full control of the government in 1617. And there's a funny story. This is what I was talking about, like executing someone because they're feeling it. So this guy, as the mother of this guy, you probably, when you have the throne, when you have the reins to the entire country, you don't want to give it up so easily to your son. You have a lot of power, you have a lot of say-so in the courts. You don't want to give it up so easily. But this guy, this young fella, is about, at this time, about, 18 or so. And so he's a pretty full-grown adult. And so he's like feeling the need to take back control of his like king, of his monarchy, right? King's regent? Yeah, the regent, ruling as the regent. So, Louis the 13th, basically at this time, around in 1617, started executing a lot of the close friends of his mother. Yeah. So just to kind of like threaten her. And so her mother's best friend was executed, her mother's wife was executed, her mother's advisor was executed, and her mother was exiled. So that's how much it took for Louis XIII to take control away from the king's regents. Yeah. And so that was very, very funny to kind of learn about and read on Wikipedia and articles and kind of like, parts of the history part of the Palace of Versailles websites. And so oh, this person was also, even though, like at this time, the Palace of Versailles was still a little, okay, not a little house, right? If you guys remember from the video, the house, it started off as a hunting lodge. However, a hunting lodge for a king is like, a rich person's vacation home nowadays, if you think about it, right? So this is somewhere like a summer house, or a place that the king would stay during hunting trips that would take like, a few days or a few weeks. So it has to be fancy and it has to be like grandiose. So it was not like, it did not stay as a small house for very long. And very quickly in 1643, the Louis XIII Louis XIII expanded the hunting lodge into basically a full-blown vacation home for him. Every time that he would go on go to this go from Paris to Versailles to hunt, and um and this is the time when they were still ruling from the Louvre, and onwards to the next guy. Oh, okay. I'll talk a little bit about, I guess, how this person um handed over the controls to his son. The notable issues, the notable things this person did was siding with a cardinal called Cardinal Richelieu. If you guys remember, Richelieu is a wing in the Louvre, and so this person was very, very important in the way the French monarchy kind of like shaped up to be in the era of Louis XIV. So by siding with Cardinal Richelieu, I wonder if I have pictures. Ah, I do. Okay. I'm sorry. Oops. Whoops. Okay, so basically his mother is this person. His mother is this person. You can see she looks a little evil, like a like a Disney villain. In a black dress, and she has like, spiky spiky coat things. I don't know what they're called, but by choosing to side with this person instead of this person, instead of his mother, Louis XIII consolidated a lot of the power that was in the French nobility into the monarchy. And so it became from kind of like, a normal monarchy with a bunch of nobility that has some sort of say in the things that the monarch can or cannot do. And they have some influence over the monarch, into consolidating all of that. So basically, this woman now lost. She was a very important noble, right? And so by kicking her out, it was signaling to the rest of the nobility that don't mess with me, don't mess with me. I'll kill all your friends. I'll kill your best friends and your wives and your husbands and your advisors, just to get my power. And so by siding with this person who was kind of like against her, the French monarchy kind of had the inklings of an absolute monarchy into the in the workings. At this point, it still wasn't considered like a full blown absolute monarchy, but we get to this next dude over here. Probably one of the most famous Louis. Probably one of the most famous Louis in the world. Louis XIV. Louis XIV basically became King of France in 1643 at the age of 4. So very, very young. Very, very young. And so after his father, Louis XIII, died, so when he was a little boy, his mother, Anne of Austria, and Cardinal Mazarin governed France together. And you'd notice that when these people are young, there's usually the mother and also a religious figure, a cardinal of some sort, governing together. Because, women's not really supposed to be in power, but also including a religious figure, it's the best way to not like let another nobility take too much power. And so here you can see Louis XIV being depicted with his mother. Yeah, you're a little bit surprised, aren't you? The Louis XIV, the future king of France, is in a little dress and looks like, at least to our modern perception, looks like dressed up as a girl. But you can see, like, this was when the Louis XIV was coronated. It's a very, very cool picture. I wish I had this much drip. I really like his robe. It looks like kind of looks like the pattern on the robe kind of looks like my iris of being like, oh, can I show you guys? of like little crosses. But yeah, as this person slowly grew up, as Louis XIV slowly grew up, he was now known as the Sun King. The Sun King. I pronounced that a little bit weirdly. So this, at the age of 23, that's when he first took over from his mother, I believe. Is that correct? I'm oh, I think I might have gotten that wrong. At the age of 18. Sorry, 18. This was painting when he was 23. Yeah. Okay, at the age of 18, after the cardinal died, Louis XIV basically took over, and so during this time is when the absolute monarchy portion of the French monarchy started. So this person, Louis XIV, was a child of basically the two strongest, two most powerful nobility, which was the House of Bourbon, and I forgot the second house, but Bourbon is basically the most important kind of lineage of the French monarchy. And so now that, both the fact that the two strongest, two most powerful bloodlines have combined, and also that, a lot of the strong nobility was kicked out or executed or somehow like dealt with, this was the beginning of the French absolute monarchy. And that's also why this guy was nicknamed the Sun King. Yeah, and so as you guys saw in the video, there's a lot of the reformation and development of the Palace of Versailles was by this person. So the two apartments, the Hall of the Mirrors, some other surrounding areas were included to house basically everyone that was related to the courts. And basically, that was it. And how this king eventually fell out of power and died was towards the end of his term, end of his reign. He started to fight a lot of very expensive wars. So the economy eventually came back to bite him in the butt. but up until his death in 1715, up all the way since the start of the 18th century, so 1701, he was fighting a very long war with the Spanish people, and so that took up a lot of resources, and they lost a lot of land, and eventually that led to the decline of the French power as a European superpower. And we get to this person. This person is not a good person. Let me see if I have no. Okay. So this ruler was a very, very typical, I have a lot of power, but I don't want to do anything. And so the exorbitant spending by this person, and also the kind of lack of control and awareness for the economy, led to further decline, and that was kind of it for this person's reign. Even though Louis XV was in power for a very long time, nothing much came out of his time. His 60-ish years in power, 59 years to be exact. Funnily enough, Louis XV also came into power ascended the throne at age 5 as well. So, and yeah, that was it. This person, Louis XV, was very, very flirtatious, had a lot of affairs. Yeah, 5. So we have a good track record of Louis XIII being ascending the throne at 9, Louis the 14th at 4, and Louis the 15th at 5. It's very funny to like let a child in the single digit ages become the king. And of course, all of them have regents. The regent for Louis the 15th was a Duke of, what's his name? Duke of Orleans, Philippe II, or some sort. I think this person was a brother of the last king. I'm not entirely sure. But this King Louis the 15th was a very typical, like, flirtatious player who had a lot of affairs, who spent a lot of money, didn't really do anything about the politics and the economy, so there was a little bit of corruption as well. And so that led to significant decline in the French monarchy's power, and a huge rise in dissatisfaction by the common people of France. They have higher and higher taxes. They have like harder and harder lives. They eventually have to vent that frustration somewhere, and that's where we get to Louis the 16th. Okay, Louis the 16th ascended the throne at the age of 20. So we finally broke the streak of being, children kings. However, Louis the 16th was not a very great ruler. During a peaceful time, Louis the 16th might have been able to, mark his name in the history books as an okay ruler, as a decent ruler, but during the tumultuous time that was eventually what became the French Revolution, Louis the 16th was not a good fit for this time. And that's because this king was very, very indecisive. He was very afraid. He saw that the people became more and more restless. There's a lot more revolts, protests, things just happening in the streets, and the economy was still on the decline, and with no hope of turning around. Or it was either like there was hope, but because of his indecisiveness, he kind of let it slip out of control, and eventually towards like the heightened tension portion, like a few years before the revolution eventually happened, Louis the 16th started to try making some plans, but it was already too late. He tried to levy higher taxes for the nobility and signed some kind of like constitutional monarchy, I believe, with the was that this person? Oh, I don't want to mess it up. It might have not been this king. The constitutional monarchy part might come later. But there's a lot of things that happened during this king's time, and this is when, or sorry, for Louis the 16th king's, wife was Marie Antoinette, the famous "Oh, let them eat cake," that actually apparently it was a misquote. So, however, Marie Antoinette was still a very, very impactful figure. She was very, very loose in her way of spending, so she was not very helping. She was not helping with the kind of like downturn in the economy, and also had significant influence over the way Louis the 16th made decisions. A lot of the indecisiveness probably came from Marie Antoinette's objection. And so there were like events like the Women's March, and which eventually became the French Revolution that ended this king's term. Oh, yeah. Okay. At this time, it was also the American Revolution. And so a lot of the help that French sent to the American Revolution was at the direct cost of its own empire, its own monarchy. And seeing kind of like being inspired perhaps by the American people, the French people also decided to revolt. So you can perhaps say that that decision to help the American people out was very, very detrimental to the French monarchy. Mm. Okay, but enough about Louis the 16th. We move on to Napoleon. Ta-da! The God King, the great warrior. Napoleon was basically the Napoleon Bonaparte was his full name, and he was born in 1769 and died in 1821. And so I'm sure you guys probably know a little bit about Napoleon at least. He was a general in the kind of like a leader in the French Revolution ish. And basically had a bunch of successful military campaigns. This person was an incredible fighter, incredible general. He led the French army to win so many different wars that eventually he had a lot of pull. He had a lot of influence over the courts, over the people, and through a military coup in the 1804, that's when you see this scene. Through a successful military coup, he kicked out the king and became the emperor of France. The coronation by the Pope is what's depicted here. And oh right, I took a lot of photos. They had a huge hallway of just different paintings showing Napoleon's victories, Napoleon's battles, and all the different things that Napoleon has done. And yeah, over here is one of the photos I took of the ceiling painting in the Hall of Mirrors, and that shows Napoleon being surrounded by gods, by women, by everyone possible, everyone imaginable, and he is, of course, the center figure, being blessed and recognized by God. And there were a lot of famous things that Napoleon did. For example, I believe on this painting on the right over here, he was convincing, I believe, the French or the Persian to basically don't fight or something. And over here is one of the paintings depicting him before a successful military campaign. And over here is he was meeting with the Russian, or oh no, that's another painting that I did not show. I'm not entirely sure what this depicts, but you can see Napoleon being like front and center, commanding a lot of presence in the room. Everyone's attention, you can kind of see, like, is directed towards this, directed towards him, and so yeah. Oh, whoa, what happened to this one? Okay, well, I believe this should have said Louis the 18th. Whoops. Okay, so Louis the 18th came back into power during the Bourbon Restoration. I apologize for the for the mess up. And so during this period of the time, they tried to install the Bourbon monarchy back into power after Napoleon eventually got exiled, right? He lost a few wars and got kicked out. And so, Louis the 18th tried a lot of things, but was ultimately unsuccessful. They tried to do, to recognize French people's, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and limited freedom of press. And there was a lot of things that Louis the 18th tried to do to stabilize France. He kind of tried to balance the interests of loyalists and liberals. He had a very, very difficult job. Because on one side, it was the full-on hardcore, oh, we need the monarchy back. On the other side, of course, just kind of like fresh off of the the French Revolution, are all these like libertarians, people who kind of sought out a full-on democracy. And so his position was kind of like between a rock and a hard place. And And I did not include the last monarch, but it was Charles X, and he ruled for a short 6 years before the July Revolution, and then forced him to flee to England. And that is the end of the history segment. I hope you guys aren't all asleep, but now we move on to a very exciting portion of the stream. I got a little bit experimental, shall we say, with this period, with this portion of the stream. I tried to basically take like a vlog, I guess. And so we'll just watch it together and kind of like see if I do any stupid things or yeah. Okay. All right. And where is the video? Love the vlogs. Yeah. I will need to add it. Whoops. Garden. Let's see. Where is... Okay, I found it. Alright. I hope it's not too loud. Sorry. Wait. I currently cannot hear it. Let me adjust the audio settings. Garden monitoring. Let's see.
Versailles.
Yay. Okay. Oh no. Oh god. I have to hear myself. Oh no.
So,
oh, also.
I think we're going towards the gardens, which is one of the only places in the garden which survived in the original condition.
Oh no.
The 1600s.
I'm yapping. Oh god. Oh no. This was a bad idea. I'm regretting it. Oh god. I'm already sweating.
Not gonna lie, I'm a bit lost. Oh no.
Okay. There we go. There's no weird stereo. No.
I think we're supposed to go this way.
I think I'm currently like somewhere here, and we have to go this direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry if it's shaky. I'm not very good at holding my phone still.
Oh no, I'm cringing so hard. I need to drink more wine. Oh god, okay. This is not enough. I need to go refill. Not the immediate drinking. Hey, I have to cope with hearing my own voice one way or another, right? I hope, please, just shut up. Please don't say anything. Your chill trust. I will be honest, I did not watch the entire video back, so I don't know if I like accidentally split my camera or something. That would be very bad. But oh well. Oh well. We'll live with the consequences. Probably not a good idea, but we'll see. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear the... Oh! Ah, right. There are some cuts in here because of the way I set up the video. I apologize if it's if it's a little bit what's it called? A little bit weird. Yeah. But this is called the Pool of Reflection, I believe. And there were no seats here, so I had to like kind of crouch down and sit on my own leg. And that was a horrible idea. Because eventually my legs got so numb that when I stood up, I nearly dropped my phone. But yeah, look at it, so cool. I think I only have patience for like a few minutes before my legs started to give out. Yeah. Yeah, this is a very beautiful, I guess, performance of water fountains. It's very cool. They use a lot of techniques that I didn't really see at other places, you know, like in Las Vegas, in front of all those casino hotels. They just had very simple like water jets upwards. But these ones actually go side by side like that. Look. Ooh. And the way that like it all falls down together and yeah. Oh. Yeah. I took a turn and after deciding to leave the water fountains, I took a right turn from the main road and decided to walk around a little bit. I was very scared because I'm deathly afraid of bees, but apparently there are a lot of bees here, and I did end up seeing one. So the second I noticed, my body just froze. But then, for some reason, I had the courage to zoom in on the bees. I was so stupid. I would never do that again. I think it was here. Oh god. I don't know if you guys can see it. I saw the bees switching flowers and I got too scared. Oh. But it's very pretty. It's very beautiful.
I'm scared of bees. I'm scared of bees.
I forgot I said something. You can see how fast I'm walking compared to earlier. Oh my god. I was sprinting, basically trying to hold still but like walk as fast as I can. Oh no. I think it was like after this video or after the next one, I noticed I was... Oh, I'm slurring words now. Oh god. I noticed I was cutting way too much, and so I tried to do one take only, and we'll see if that works out. If that's weird looking or not, but yeah. I think there's a cut coming up here. Yeah. Yeah, but I didn't say much in a lot of these, just walking around, looking at cool stuff. I guess I'll talk a little bit about, I guess, today's stream. I was very happy with how it turned out. I think the history part could have been a little bit better. I tried to focus on the funny parts of each monarch's life. but you know, history is very difficult to make extremely interesting. So next time I'll try to cut down on that a little bit more and focus on my own experiences. Yeah, it's like we're going on a walk with you. Yeah, it's like I'm going on a walk with myself as well. I don't remember all this.
I know.
Oh, I think I tripped. Oh god. Yeah, the road. Okay, my excuse was the road was not perfectly flat, and I was trying my best to hold the camera still, so I had like two hands like firmly holding on to my phone, and then I was looking at the camera, right, looking at the phone screen, and I did not notice the bumps in the the bumps in the what's it called, the
Oh my
I
god.
forgot. Oh wow, I am not good at walking. Yeah, but these are really cool. Yeah, this is a huge intersection. I did not know which way I should be going, but kind of just rolled the dice, picked a direction, and went with it. I apologize. I don't know why the camera can like flickers a little
I think
bit.
we're supposed to go this way. I'm a bit lost.
Yeah. Yeah, but the one thing I will say is when you are in the musical gardens, it feels like you've been transported to like the Maze Runners, for
That
example,
looks fancy
or
down there.
or like a, you know, Alice in Wonderland. Basically, a fantastical world with you know, huge mazes, huge hedge mazes,
Okay, I
and
think it's the right way.
relying on signs. Oh gosh, I feel more drunk in
try
the
to be
video than I
steady
am right now.
And avoid falling over.
Oh god.
Okay,
Stop
let's go.
breathing into the microphone, you idiots.
let's go. Do.
Is this where I yap? I think so. I'll let my yapping do the trick, and I'll close my ear holes. Don't look, don't listen. Oh, apparently not. Okay, never mind. But yeah, I'm really glad how stream turned out. I'm very happy with how things went. I wish you know, the history part was a little better, but oh well. Oh, you can see my finger there.
I think
Oh well.
it's the right place.
I think that's the biggest blunder I've made. That I will make is what I mean. Oh, I remember why I was so nervous about showing my fingers. Okay, I'll mention it after this. But look at it. This was so like impressive. Ooh. Thanks so much for the follow, Barefoot 99. Yeah. We're walking through the gardens of Versailles, the musical gardens of Versailles. I hope you enjoyed this little thing, the little video. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I didn't stay for the full song here, but
I think we just missed the music. It
Yeah.
just ended. No. But it's pretty. Look at all the decorations. It's a little bit old. Some of them are fracturing, but
that is kind of sad to see.
on every single one of these pillars is a very, very delicately sculpted picture of, I think, cupids.
Stop panting! Oh my god, it makes me look like it makes me look like I never exercise. Just walking for a tiny bit is making me so tired. But okay, to my excuse, as, like, this is my excuse, I suppose. I have been inside running up and down the Palace of Versailles for the past 3 hours, so at this point my foot was like dying, but I was still determined to to not drop the video. But alright, the reason why I was so nervous about showing my fingers was because that day I did not cut my nails,
I think it's
so my
called the
nails were
Great
a little
Hall,
long,
basically
and
the
I'm
center
like
of the
a
garden.
little self-conscious about that.
That's all the way over there is the Palace of Versailles, and then
Yeah, this place is called the Great Lawn,
we're approaching
and so
one of the
it
big,
kind of
what's it
connects
called? I think
the
Apollo fountains and also
the
Great
Apollo
Canal.
fountains.
Basically, where all the
I'll
the
let
people in the
pass
movies
Syphu.
you see go boating and like rest on the grass and stuff like that. Do.
Do you have more to say? Spit it out. Come on. Oh god, I am my own biggest
Gosh.
critic.
I can't keep still.
But yeah, a lot of the famous, boat riding happens over there in the distance.
Whoa.
I have my bird cursor. Yeah, over there, and this time around I didn't go out because if you leave in this place over here, I believe you have to buy another ticket to come back in, and I did not have that had that luxury and in time
So pretty
because
here. I think
the sky, it's also getting dark a little bit,
gorgeous
so
view.
I was kind of worried that it will start raining, and so I after walking around here, I just immediately turned around.
Okay, I'm gonna hop back onto photo mode to show you the
Yes,
actual,
yes,
how
okay.
impressive this looks.
Good.
Because I think.
Oh,
Alright,
wait,
second
wait,
half.
pause. Ooh. A little sneak peek of the second half, but we will. Oh, how do I do this? Let me remember. 1443. Okay. I'm gonna hide that. Hopping over to photo mode. I suppose that's, yeah, to show off a little bit about the gardens of Versailles, the musical gardens of Versailles. These are some of the pictures that I took there. It's so gorgeous. Like the way everything just fits together is, I don't know, something that you can only really experience if you're there. I tried my best to expand the photos as large as possible so you get the full on experience, but it's kind of hard. I tried to do video, I tried to do photos, but to really get the full on experience, you have to be in the moment, hearing the music coming out of the speakers and near the fountains. Was really, really a different experience. Let me see if I have some more photos. Yeah, there we go. This was where we did pause. So this picture was of the Grand Canal, and so the Grand Canal is like a cross shape. So if you imagine this whole thing is the map, it looks like this. And it points towards the Palace of Versailles. But we didn't get to really see much. You can see some people boating in there, some people rowing in there, and then this is the famous Apollo's fountain. Yeah. Let's see if I have more. I think that might be it. Okay. that's the last slide. So we go back to the video. Oh, it's really funny. If you can hear in the beginning, I started recording the second some family was there was some family dispute going on. Yeah, I know that. You do that to me, and that's not nice. But okay. Alright, let's move on over to where we did stop.
Second half.
Second half. We have a little bit longer. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it was a little awkward, but
I think we're going the right way.
it was a little awkward, but I just quickly walked past them. Yeah. This place really reminds me of another place that I went to. Let me see if I can find the name, because I mentioned it during my walk, I believe.
Reminds me a lot of the bamboo forest in Japan. I forgot where, but there's a lot like that place. Very similar.
Yeah,
in terms of,
okay. I remember.
like the distance between the two sides, and also the shade covering things.
Yeah, the specific bamboo forest that I was referencing.
See a little bit of where we want to go.
Yeah, is the Arashiyami bamboo forest, and it's one of those like the ones that is the one that is really famous. That's like in a lot of animes and movies, and when you think of a bamboo forest, that's probably the one that you're thinking of. There's like a wooden path in between, cutting through this thick layer of bamboo and straw, kind of like straw fences on the sides, a little bit like these ones that you see, but the path is a lot narrower and the ground is like, instead of sand, it's wooden, I believe, or more like muddy. But it does look very, very similar. Let me see if I can find a picture. Oh, never mind. We're arriving to one of the main attractions of the garden. Yeah, I noticed that before we did a lot of the like walking in between stuff, but did not show off a lot of the actual groves and fountains of the garden. But this one is a very, very cool one. I pronounce it very poorly later, but I'll try to make up for it. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that scared the hell out of me.
That scared me.
Yeah. But the flowers are so beautiful. Let me see if I can turn up the music. Okay, that's all. That's the highest it can go.
Okay.
I was like, I'm tired. I should sit down. but then I noticed I should probably do a lap around the whole thing before I sit down, or at least go to the front-facing portion of this. And the entire place seems ethereal. Yeah. But imagine this. Like, this is the place the French monarchy spends their afternoons. This is where they go play, go hang out, go frolic in the fields. And so, like, that helps you understand a little bit of their privilege and their way of thinking. I'm not saying like, I'm not trying to say their privilege is right or they have some sort of God-given authority, but it's just the way they rationalize their decisions, the way they like you know, can verify that they have this power.
Okay.
I got tired here. I was like darting straight for the for the seats.
Let's sit down for a bit and let me tell you the story of this garden.
Okay. This part is cringe. I'll do a cringe alert warning.
But first, let's enjoy the song a little bit more.
Idiot! Zoom in. Okay, there we go. How? What are you doing? How are you so? Why is it not flat? Oh my god. So bad at holding an object still. Oh my god. What an idiot. Clown on this guy. Clown on him. The environment definitely solidified the way they acted. Definitely. I think the main thing is just that they had so many resources at the tip of their fingers that you kind of get like
this grove is called the
a little bit.
Claudius's Grove, and
that's the wrong
basically what it
pronunciation.
depicts is the grove showing the Titan Uncladus.
How do you mess it up? That's a different pronunciation every single time. Oh my god.
This grove.
I'm cringing.
Enceladus's Grove, or Enceladus Grove, and
okay, there you go.
The Titan Enceladus.
What are you saying?
Punished for his pride by the Mount Olympus gods. That's why you hear the lightning at the start, and in a little bit as well.
Okay.
And
You're reading off of the map, but
Notre was restored in 1997.
Yeah. You're reading off of the map, but good job. We'll give you a little golf clap.
Okay. Alright. Let's go out the other way.
I think oh god, I'm gonna get addicted to this feeling of criticizing myself.
I'm lost. Let's look at the map again.
Yeah. It's so fun, like watching an idiot do stupid things.
That's not good.
Is this why people like to watch random subreddits of people failing or dying inside? This is so fun.
We are...
Oh my god, I can't even hold the phone upright. Okay.
We need to go back.
We're right here, and we need to go back down this way.
That's the right way. We had to cross.
I wish I stopped and appreciated the flowers a little bit more. The gardens here, like even though this is not one of the best botanical gardens I've ever been at, but the musical aspect
Smells
does
really good here with all the flowers. I think
does elevate it to another level. I feel like the way it approaches so many different scents and
really good.
senses. Sorry, not scents. So many different senses. Does help elevate the experience a lot. It's difficult to convey that, but the smell there was very nice. It was not some kind of like weird, offensive perfume smell. It was a very natural, like flower. Of course, you know, at a garden, but like the natural flower smell on top of the beautiful like, structure.
Again. All right.
Beautiful like designs and also the music, right? Everything just kind of like goes perfectly together. That that was one of the, like, I think
Let's
a
go.
dozen, half a dozen couples taking wedding photos I saw here on that day. Mm. Go. Go. Oh my god, we are getting more and more tilted every single time. I'm getting more and more tilted. Okay. We are right here.
Go down to
We need it down
Fountain,
here.
and then
Stop
down
moving.
to
We need to go down here.
Delphine's. No.
Belle Delphine's garden?
Delphine's
No.
or something. All right. Let's go.
Yeah. I apologize. That was a little out of pocket. Out of pockets.
Something you guys probably can't experience as well as the breeze.
Oh, it was
really
nice.
nice.
It was nice. Yeah.
Especially after all the walking through the palace. I'm kind of tired. But the breeze
Oh my
is
god.
just enough.
My
Feels
panting makes me feel it makes me sound like I'm so
I need
like
to refocus. There we go.
unexercised,
Feels refreshing.
unfit.
and light. Kind of giving me a little bit of energy to go explore.
It was
some more.
nice. It was nice. I will say that.
Right. We should be going that way.
Yeah, did you hear the birds as well?
Ooh, look at that. Whoa. Wow, that's so cool.
The water was a little disgusting. It was like completely green. I don't know if it's algae or like just just the way they kind of left things, but it's like a yucky yellow or yellow green as well.
Right. Keep going.
I think at this point I was trying to like make some deadline, or I felt like I was
No idea.
rushing.
That's the one bad thing about visiting France. Is if you can't speak French, then a lot of the things you can't understand.
Yeah. If you guys ever do visit France,
I considered when I'm visiting the Palace of Versailles to purchase an audio guide, but I think I knew enough French history and about the French Revolution to hopefully enjoy and explain to you guys about all the intricacies, all the details and stuff.
yeah, I hope I did a good job.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Teacher Syphu, you can tell me if I did a good job or not.
Past Syphu, you definitely did not do a good job of holding the camera still. I mean, I'm getting motion sickness.
I'm Frank's.
Oh my god. But I think we did a good job
have no
overall
idea
for
where
today's
we
stream.
are going.
Yeah.
This
I'm pretty
is
happy.
Not good. I don't want to get lost here.
Past Syphu, you did great. No, don't spoil this guy. Oh god. I can feel the effects of the alcohol now. Oh. Oof. Okay.
Are we going the right way?
I do have beer to wash down the rosé afterwards. So that's an option.
Let's see. Focus.
Current Syphu did amazing there. Oh, thank you. Oh my god.
Ceres
I'm actually
Fountain.
blushing.
Okay, so we want to go to Polo's
Oh.
Bath Grove. But
Oh
well.
no. I'm like trying to rub my
by
cheeks.
tomorrow they'll find a dead deer.
Beer to wash down rosé is insane.
By tomorrow they'll find a dead deer with like vultures.
What are you
Take out me.
saying,
Hopefully
bro?
my residual mana after I die don't reanimate me into like whatever that moose boss in Elden Ring is.
Oh, another Elden Ring reference.
And then they'll have to bring an army to take me down. Ooh.
What am I saying? Oh, I'm so lost. both mentally and physically, and literally.
Interesting.
Oh right, I remember. I was
I'm
like,
not
I was
that
kind of
hungry
scared
just
of
yet.
getting lost because I had to look at the map after every single
I
turn.
think we're going to the right place.
But good thing I made it back. Good thing I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Oh my god. I feel like I should. If I was actually good at coding, I'll like develop something to like. Oh. Oh no, I'm holding the camera slanted. Oh, I'm sliding over. I'm sliding back. But unfortunately I'm not
Sorry
skilled
for
enough.
all the brightness adjustments. I wonder if it actually looks
Yeah,
good
you
or
should
not.
be. You're dumb idiots. That scared me
Sudden
again.
start to music. We need to stop. Oh my
That scared
god.
me again.
Ta-da! We're back. Oh, let me show you.
Okay. Oh no. Oh god. I
really
actually
wanna
feel
drive
so
one of
drunk.
these things, but
Oh no.
knowing
Oh.
me without a driver's license, I'll be running running straight through these bushes and grass fields. Get arrested. Oh god, get into so much trouble. Ta-da! Alright, let's zoom in a bit. Woohoo! Alright, upwards we go.
This was really fun. I'm not gonna lie. This was
I'm not
really
giving
fun.
you guys a headache with how much I'm shaking.
Oh.
I am
Yeah.
very tired.
Cover.
My hands are weak. Palms are sweaty.
Mom spaghetti. I don't know how that goes. I don't know how the song goes.
Okay, you know what? That seems really far away. We'll just switch over to photo mode. Woohoo.
So yeah, I forgot about that. I didn't include photos of. Wait, maybe I did. Maybe it was on the previous slide. Yeah, that was a photo. Okay, and well, I do have one more small video, to help us send us off. Yeah. Oh, this video is a hassle to take, to what's it called? To record because I hope the volume isn't too loud. But oh. Okay. Ta-da! I recorded the train. Let me actually filters close. Audio. So I can also hear. There we go. Oh, it's so weird. I'll make it mono. That should make it better. Yeah, but why is it 30? Okay. It's 60 frames. All right. Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming here today. This is gonna take a while, so I'm going to. Oh god, that was a. Oh, I apologize if this is disgusting, but that was a that was a burp that smelled like rosé. But yeah, I think this goes on for a solid half an hour or so. Let's see. Where is the... Oh, okay, 15 minutes. Yeah. Rosé burp. I'm still drinking more. Oh no, I'm actually like... I'm actually slurring. But you know, I didn't want to just toss all my wine down the drain. I had to embrace rosé burp routine. What are you cooking? What are you cooking, Kayla? I think we need to revoke your chef license. You're no longer allowed to chef. Huh. I hope I don't make weird noises. I think I'm good. or give it back. Nope, not allowed. Not allowed. Yeah. Mm. Oh no 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 no. Oh god. That was a bad idea. Oh, I hurt. I hurt. I hurt. I just finished half a cup of rosé in one go. That was bad. That was bad. Let me rest. While we're while we're enjoying our ride. Oh my god. I don't know why. I have like a habit of trying to down drinks if I see them in my cup. Usually, you know, normally I don't drink, so it's just usually soda or it's hydrate. Hydrate is a great redeem. Thank you. I'll grab some beer. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'll grab some water. I think maybe I play up my drunkenness. I've been thinking about this for a long time. Maybe I play up my drunkenness. I'm just not as actually as drunk. If I really want to focus, I can focus, but I let myself be a little bit drunk. I don't know if that makes sense, but because I don't drink very often, so I don't know if it's like if it's like something that's normal, but I think I currently have 4 more hours and I still need to pack, so I feel like that's normal. Oh god. I can feel my throat kind of burning after downing that. That was bad. That was bad. I look so weird without my antlers. I should put them back. Haha. Now I look weird with antlers. Is that? I don't know. But I'm leaving France tomorrow. I'm leaving France tomorrow. It was a good time. I had a lot of fun. What am I trying to do? A British accent? Oh god, I'm actually like dizzy. Oh no. I think, okay, on a serious note, I think it's mostly because I'm like really tired. I had 3-4 hours of sleep yesterday and I worked today the entire time, and whenever I was free I worked on the stream. And so it was a lot of focusing, and so I think like now I'm finally feeling like the sweet sense of release. The sweet sense of relaxation, but I need to catch my flight in a few hours, so I can't I need to still focus. Have a safe flight back. Your time there seems so fun. Yeah. Get your rest. I will eventually when we arrive back to our station. Yeah, but this was really fun. Honestly, let me pull this up. Pull this up. How do I make this smaller? Nope. Sorry. No. I'll bring chat back up as well. What's happening? Yeah. Aha, there we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, I want to quickly go over our schedule for the week. I hope I'm still like sober enough to do this. But after a flight tomorrow, I technically could make it to stream, but when I land, it's gonna be around 6 p.m. so I have like 2 hours to prepare for the next stream, which is a little bit unrealistic for me. So I'm going to delay the next stop for our Paris visit to the Wednesday. yeah, this is gonna be one of the more touristy, I would say, touristy versions, touristy days. We get to see a lot of the typical, like, Eiffel Tower, um, Notre Dame, Notre Dame, Arc de Triomphe. Yeah, I learned how to pronounce it from my colleagues. Arc, Arc de Triomphe. Yeah. And so that will be very fun. I did not actually get to enter the Notre Dame Cathedral because it's still being renovated from the 2019 April fire, which is such a shame. Such a shame. It must have destroyed so much to be on renovation for like 5+ years. I think it's finishing in December, so that'll be exciting. When you guys perhaps ever get the chance to, you'll be able to see something that I wasn't able to. And also, oh no. Oh no, I can feel my dizziness now. Oh god. uh all right, more water. More water. Be responsible. I'm trying really hard not to be toxic drunk. After last time's drunk stream, I realized that I'm a little toxic drunk. I need to stop. I need to stop. So, yeah. So, what's it called? So, the next day, the third stop and the final stop for the um, Paris portion of the world tour is going to be on the 17th at 9 p.m. EST. And after that, I have this very, very cool idea. I don't know if it will be as good as it sounds, but I have a very cool idea to do the Passepartout art stream, drawing stream, do a little bit of an art stream, gaming stream, all combined together, and we will go through the history of art, the different art ages, go through from old, like, Renaissance paintings, maybe even go from the hieroglyphics all the way up until modernism, postmodernism, and contemporary art. Yeah, yeah. I'll try to do my best to recreate some of the most famous paintings, or do one of those styles in my own way, or come up with my own painting. Yeah, I think that would be fun. I think that would be really interesting to do. And on the Saturday, so July 20th, we will do a little just chatting stream of my overall experience in France in general. We're not going to talk too much about the details because I feel like we've already done that enough with the Louvre stream and the Versailles stream, but and eventually the Paris stream as well. But we'll talk a little bit more about the France trip in general, what I got to experience, what I got to learn, what I got to see, and what I got to kind of what I have to say about it, I guess. Oh no. Oh, I feel so dizzy. Oh god. It's a good thing we're sitting we're sitting down in this train, enjoying the view outside. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your days. If you ever get the chance to visit the Louvre or the Versailles, Palace of Versailles, or any part of Paris, please let me know. Please let me know by, like, I don't know, joining the Discord and chatting to me there, or or telling me directly on Twitter, or even Twitch whispers or something. I don't know, whichever way you prefer. Please let me know. I hope I shared something interesting. I hope I went a little bit above the usual, like, common knowledge stuff, and I tried my best to share more interesting facets of art pieces, of the lives of these monarchs, of the ways that that history has shaped France, I suppose. And I didn't want to just be like a virtual guide, tour guide, just blabbering about how things are, how things were, how things is, and so it was very fun learning everything. Yeah, I appreciate it. I really like I really like museums, so this was very easy for me. I I think I'm like had a very clear vision and made everything happen. The only thing that really like held us back a little bit was getting permission to stream. Yeah. I'm very cautious. I'm a very cautious person and someone who like follows every single rule to a fault even. When you're supposed to break some rules, I follow them. And so like I had, even though we're not a huge community, we wouldn't get into like any legal troubles if push comes to shove. Oh, that was it. Let me make this bigger. If push comes to shove, we wouldn't really even get into big trouble. But I still ended up going to message and email the Louvre and what's it called? The Palace of Versailles to make sure I get the right permissions, the right authority to allow me to do this. So yeah. Hope you all had a wonderful rest of your I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your mornings, afternoons, and evenings. I need to go lie down. I'm slurring way too much. But we will find someone cool to go and raid. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, this is probably the most drunk I've felt because I literally cannot form my own sentences, my next sentences. And I feel like my head is so heavy. Uh Oh no. Okay. Well, I'll just throw a dart at the wall.
Let's see.
Oh, I like this person's model. I've not heard of this person before. Make sure to drink some water and rest before packing. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I will do that. Okay. Raid Fauna. Alright, I hope you all have a wonderful time over at Fauna stream. I think they are playing some Cult of the Lamb. I really want to play that as well, so eventually we will do that. Alright, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your mornings, afternoons, and evenings. And please let me know eventually if maybe in the next stream, maybe now, what you guys really liked about today. Yeah. Bye bye. Bye bye. Okay. Oh. I almost tipped over in my own chair. Alright, goodbye. Alright. See you guys.